While the world faces acute wheat shortages induced by the war in Ukraine, Iraq faces the same due to climate change. The shortage of water for irrigation and lower than expected rainfall are being cited as the prime reasons behind the situation in Iraq. However, outdated technology, inadequate policy interventions, and withdrawal of the existing subsidies are also to blame. Iraq's wheat production this year is expected to fall by almost 50% on a year-on-year basis. This comes as a direct repercussion of the strict quotas placed by the government on water supply for irrigation. The move in turn comes as a result of severe water shortages arising from high temperatures, droughts, climate change, and ongoing water extraction from the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers by Iraq's neighbors. Iraq relies heavily on the rivers for nearly all of its water needs. Both the rivers flow in from neighboring countries of Turkey, Syria and Iran. These countries have constructed dams that either obstruct, block or divert water, creating major shortages for Iraq. Farmers say the government's decision to slash subsidies last year on essential farm inputs like fertilizers, seeds and pesticides impacted their produce, given that Iraq's agriculture is heavily dependent on government support. Policy fluctuations like these pose serious threat to the food security of millions.
The agricultural plan by the state for this year was to reduce 1/4, and therefore they gave us a little fertilizer and water. The yield is expected to be 500 kilos per dunum because it didn't get benefits from fertilizers, neither from the little water.
Wheat comprises 70% of Iraq's total farm produce, and its production is on a continuous decline in recent years. Iraq produced 6.2 million tons of wheat in 2020. The number reduced to 4.2 million tons in 2021 and is expected to go further down to 2.5 million tons this year. Iraq's domestic demand for wheat, on the other hand, is up to 6 million tons per year. Taking note of the situation, the government has intervened by allowing all the farmers to sell their produce to the Trade Ministry, which was earlier limited only to farmers operating within the government plan. The Agriculture Ministry of Iraq is devising methods to introduce new varieties of drought-resistant wheat and to increase crop yields per unit so as to ease the burden on the farmers.
We
have a strategic plan to face drought, considering the lack of rain, global warming, and the lack of irrigation coming from neighboring countries, as we did not get our share of water entitlements. Therefore, the Ministry of Agriculture took other measures by devising new types of wheat resistant to drought, aiming for vertical plantation to increase crop in dunum area and bringing in high-quality types of grains to compensate for the areas that would be excluded due to lack of irrigation.
The situation in Iraq points towards what the climate activists have been warning for years now. Climate change as a potential hazard that may cause food security issues for millions. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.